Hey y'all, it's Carmen with Real Life Real Life, and I am here for part one of the trifold. I call it my trifold envelope. Yes, this was inspired by Crafty Crafts by Dina. I will try to leave her link below. I have also done this video once before. Um, but I'm going to do it in several parts. I'm going to do the envelope part, and I'm going to show you not only how I do the envelopes and stick them together. I hope I have all my stuff together, but also I'm going to show you my mistakes, and I'm going to show you how they turn out. So, in between the different parts, I'm going to do a solid, show you how to do it. This, I'm going to tell you right now, is a twofold, a trifold, and what is it? 1, 2, 3 quad. But anyway, it's fourfold. So I said I would never do a fourfold, but there's some people who deserve the thicker mail. But if you want a flat mail, 1, 2, and 3 are the way to go. But I'm going to start with, again, letting you know this is by Pen and Gear. Got it from Walmart. It's a pill and stick greeting card. For those who are card makers, it's an A9. For those who are not, it is 5.7, which is a 5 3/4 by 8.75, which is 8 3/4. And then those who go by centimeters, it's 14.6 centimeters by 22.2 centimeters. It's in gold, and it's a 25 count, and it runs about $10 for 25. So, if you do 2 and 3, you can get the best of your money. Especially if you're wanting to send flat mail. I've got a lot of things I want to send out. So, I'm using these envelopes, and I'm making several different ones. I also have messed up. No matter how many times as I've said, if you watch my real life video last night, you will know life is life. Here's the double fold or 2 envelopes, and it just folds over, and then you decorate. Here is the trifold, and it all is exactly the same. It just, you can add 1 extra every time. So you can do as many as you want. But for flat mail, I recommend 2 or 3. This one, I'm going to do a 4th. I said I would never do it, but yeah, I'm going to. And the reason why I'm going to is because I'm sure there's somebody out there that I'm willing to pay a little extra on postage. You can see as of right now, it is a trifold. Yes, you can see some of the wrinkles and all that kind of thing. And it's going to end here. So what I'm going to show you is how to do a trifold. And the first thing you need to do is that you need to remember, for me, you can use a score like this. I have bigger ones, I have smaller ones, but this is my favorite. Now, the thing about this one comes with my Stampin' Up scoreboard that had been gifted to me. Thank you, sweet friend. You know who you are. You've got a wider tip and you've got a smaller tip. Doesn't matter which end. I'm going to go with the wider tip. I may go with the smaller tip, but it's going to depend on how much pressure. And if you put a lot of pressure, it's going to crack this paper. This is an envelope. It may be a thicker envelope, but it's still an envelope. I'm not going to use this except to flatten it and score it. So I've got that. I'm going to set that to the side. So the thing that you want is that you want to take the original fold line right here, and you want to put it at a solid number. You can start it at 1. You could start it at 10. But what you want to know, and I'm going to see if I can look up. My new arm does not allow me to see. So sometimes I have to stand up. I can pull it down, but I need, okay, I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Let's see if I can see that. I want to keep these videos within 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to take this original score line that is already here. I'm going to put it on 1. If you do not, here's 1. I'm going to run it down. And if I line this up to number 1, then the bottom should line up with number 1. So I need to move a quarter. If you do not know, and I'm saying this because there are beginners out there, you've got 1 and you've got 2. Every larger inch, okay, let's say you got 1, you got 1.5, and you got 2. Well, the next smaller ones are quarters. These little ones are called eighths. Eighths. So we need to go to a quarter. So I'm going to take this one. This is at 1. I'm going to line it up here at 1. I'm going to line it down here at 1. And then I'm going to make sure, again, the line is at 1. But I need to go to a 4th. So you've got 1, 1.5, 2. 1, 1.5, half of that is a 4th. So I'm going to just mark it. And I'm going to be easy with it. I'm not going to be too hard. Now, I did notice that it kind of went off scale right there. So corrected that. But can you see? Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Or at least I see it on my screen. I hope you can as well. So the next thing, I'm going to push, this goes to the original fold. I'm going to take and I'm going to push this up. I'm just going to kind of use my fingers or use the bone folder. If you don't have nails, that's okay. You can use the bone folder just to kind of give it a little bit of giveaway. And then I'm going to push it up and get to where that 4th mark is. I let the paper do the work. I'm not going to do the work for it. I'm going to let the paperwork go. So I'm going to start. Sometimes it doesn't want to. So then I'm going to fold it back and I'm going to use my fingers. But this is where I use my bone folder. As a matter of fact, I'm done. So I'm going to take my scoreboard off, move it aside, and go back to my, excuse me, yes, excuse my dirty glass top. I'm going to let my bone folder do the rest of the work. So, again, this is part one, and I said that we have Trifold, which is my typical go-to, and then we have a duo, a 2-fold, a 3-fold, and a 4th. So, if you want to go with flat mail, you can see that each one of these have this. And the reason why you have this is to give it just a little bit of a bulk so that you have room to be able to fold and insert gifts in the pockets. Now, we'll show you how that is, and then we will move on to part 2. See, again, on the 3-fold, same thing. Fold it once, fold it twice. You're going to see the quarter. They're not always perfect. I'm not always perfect, and I'm going to show you why in one of my videos, whether it be this one. I'm just trying to keep time. We're at 10:30. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So, I don't want to keep it too long. So, I want to show you, we have, let me pull this out. This is a trifold. Same thing. You got your quarter. You've got your quarter. Is it perfect? No, you can look at it and tell it's not perfect. It gets wide to thin. I ain't going to worry about that. What I am going to do is that I've got this one. It's pretty good. It's almost perfect. So I'm going to open the trifold. Now, each one is done exactly the same. You do the scoring, which is what I'm about to show you here. I did the scoring. Then I'm going to fold it up and attach it to the next envelope. Then I'm going to fold it up and I'm going to attach it to this envelope. I'm going to move these so they are out of our way and open this up. And then what I'm going to do is this one is going to get attached. I'm going to close it because this is going to be my top. So what I'm going to do, this is a I'm going to take this one. I'm just going to close it. That's the one I just made. So I'm going to set it over to the side. This is self-adhesive. So I'm going to rip that off. Now I've got glue. Then I'm going to take, you can take liquid glue, and I will show you the results of it. Let's see if I can find one real quick. Right here. Can you see all the ripples? That's what glue's going to do. But you know what? We're using paper to cover this up, so it doesn't matter. Because we're going to decorate these. So, and here's another one. Glue. Normally I don't do the glue on these. Normally I will use my ATG runner, but not everybody has these. So I'm going to use my Scotch permanent glue. And what I'm going to do is, you've got that one. I'm going to go as close as possible. And I'm going to run it along every single edge just to make sure. If I go on my table, I'm lucky because I have a glass mat. I've been blessed enough to be able to purchase that. And it wasn't me. It was with a blessing and partial of my money. But still, I'm going to go on the edge. And I'm going to make sure that I have got it on the edge. And then we're not going to go by the original. Remember I told you the original fold and your quarter fold? You want to stick with the fold that you scored. So I'm going to, trying to see, am I in camera? I'm going to go right along. And if I start moving off, I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to keep coming back until I know I'm right at the edge of where I scored. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this envelope, and then I'm going to flip it upside down. Excuse the marking. Okay, got that off. You can do it however you feel. You can turn it sideways. I've done that before. You can do it straight up and down. I'm going to do it sideways this time, hopefully, because I want to make sure that y'all can see top and bottom. So I've taped all this. As a matter of fact, I did not do the middle. I am very much, this would work. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. But I am OCD when it comes to my stuff sticking. And I'm going to run right down the middle. So there's no way this is going to come apart. But this, again, the first one is the original score mark of the envelope. This is the score mark I did. That's the one I'm going to go with. This is where I laid my glue down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and make sure that top, when I say top and bottom, it's going to be side. If you do top and bottom, it's going, or do it this way, it's going to be side to side. So if you do it this way, I refer top and bottom, but it's still side to side. Now I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to make sure, yes, I'm lining up with the bottom line. I want to make sure, but I'm going to move it straight up. Make sure it's even here, and then lay it down, and that's it. Now guess what I have? Something I said I'd never do. I have 4 folds. 1, 2, oh, I can't get my hands on it. 3 and 4. Now we're going to use this. We're going to leave this tape here because we're going to use it to decorate, because I want to decorate each flap. I'm going to decorate inside each pocket. I'm going to decorate front, back. I'm decorating it all. But what I do want to tell you, last and not least, and we are at 17, so we're a little further behind than I thought. But what I want to show you is on each pocket, and this is the last thing, and I'm going to wrap it up, and then we'll move to a part 2. I take one of these smaller or any size. I put my hand in here, and I open this pocket, and I put my hand in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and widen this pocket. Now I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to turn it sideways, because I'm going to let that point guide me. No pressure, just guide. Just like I let my hand, I'm going to allow each one to kind of open up. See how that gave me a little bit dimension, just like this trifold, this score line did? It gives you more room for each pocket. So I'm going to do it with each one. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to use my hand to go along. But then I'm going to flip this up and my fingers. And I'm just going to, and if I drop it, yep, I need to open that up. Just a little bit. Just to open the pocket. If I want to put 2 or 3 sheets of stickers or a handmade item, that's how I do it. I just kind of got a line. And again, I'm going to give credit once again where credit is due. It's not hers. This is not her style. She did it totally different, but she is my inspiration. And I believe if somebody inspires you, you give them credit. And this came from Crafty Crafts by Dina. I will try to leave her link. If not, I will try to leave at least the link to my original video. Again, I'm holding this up, but I'm using my fingers, and I'm going to come, and now I'm going to come on this side, and it opens the pocket. So we've got a fold. Now, the next step is to decorate, and that's up to you. But I'm going to show you my choices of how I decorate. I'll have everything prepared, cut out, so that the next video will move. Well, it's not going to move fast, I promise you that, but we may do 2 parts because The next video, I may show you my mistakes, or that may be in my last video. I don't know. But this is part 1 of, actually, a trifold envelope. 1, 2. Ooh, I grabbed the wrong one. That was one of my mistakes. But you can do the double. You can do the trifold, which is what I typically do. But we're going to open them all up just like I showed here. And as a matter of fact, you can keep going. And I just dropped my bone folder. But you can keep going. If you want it thicker, do it thicker. But the thicker you're going to do it, the harder it is going to be. You're going to have to you're going to end up having a problem trying to close it. So, with that being said, I apologize. We're at 20 minutes, but this is the first tutorial. I hope I can make it quicker with the next. Depending on if I show you my mistakes first or my mistakes last, we may start decorating. What do y'all think? Should I start decorating? Like I said, some parts, if you use glue, it's okay, because we're going to cover this up anyway. So, y'all let me know what you think. I hope you're having a blessed week. I hope you've had a blessed week. We're working, tomorrow's Friday, so yeah, I hope y'all have had a blessed week, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. Know always, without a doubt, from me personally and my family, we wish you the absolute best. Love y'all. Have a great night.